Hi, I'm Rebecca, and welcome to my podcast, Smashing Through with Rebecca.x. I am so excited you're here on this episode. Topics include life, business, mindset, full of kick-ass content and high energy. Enjoy the podcast, and remember, you too can smash through and keep going always. If you don't ask, the answer is always no. A lot of people hold themselves back from something because they're preempting that the answer is going to be no straight away. Or what they do is that when they hear the word no, or if they hear the word no, they make it something about themselves, and that gets personal, and then it stops them in the tracks. So therefore, they won't ask the next person or whatever it is. Okay, can you relate to that? Can you resonate with that? Can you actually see yourself in that scenario right now? Or do you know someone who does that, who feels that, who receives that, who acts like that? Really know that as a small child, we've heard the word no so many times. Can I have the sweets? Can I have the ice cream? Can I have this toy? Can I have the bike? Can I watch this TV program? Can I stay up late? The answer is no. You know what I mean? But as an adult, we actually kind of take offense to it all the time. Whereas what you need to do is, act as though you're in a restaurant or a cafe and someone says, would you like a cup of tea? Would you like a dessert or a pudding? No, thanks. Okay, then cool. That's it. But if you don't ask, the answer is always no. So if you're like myself and you've got business opportunities to offer people and modalities and courses and programs and, products and services to offer people, if they don't know they exist, the answer is always going to be no. And if you don't ask, the answer is always going to be no. So you need to ask and take the emotional attachment away from the answer. If they buy, great. If they sign up, great. If they say yeah, great. And if they say no or they don't want to, fine. That's great as well. Not a problem. Doesn't matter to you. You have value, an amazing opportunity, an incredible gift that people can sign up to, whether it's free or paid. Okay? And so what you need to do is get out your own way, get out your own head, boost up your confidence and your self-esteem, and actually program yourself and reprogram. And I help people with mindset aspect of this in the work that I do, is that you need to get out your own way and out your own head so that you can ask the question. It's not about you, it's about the opportunity that you're offering, or it's about they need to see the value in the opportunity or the product or service that you're offering. But if you don't ask and you hold yourself back and say, oh, they're going to say no anyway, they're too busy, or they've got this, that and the other, you've already cancelled yourself out. Whereas if you just go for it, then you never know what the answer will be. Yeah, maybe it might be a no. Maybe it might be well, not yet. At the moment, I'm spinning, I'm juggling, I've got this, that, and the other on. Maybe it's a yes straight away. Maybe it's a yeah and the rock star. Maybe they will bring loads of people in because it's not who you know, it's who they know. If you don't put yourself forward for a promotion at work, the answer is always going to be no. If you don't put yourself forward for a house, a mortgage, if you don't ask the question, will you go out with me? Would you like to be my girlfriend, boyfriend, partner, or even the next step of, will you marry me? Will you move in with me? Do you want to go on holiday? Can you see there's so many different questions you can ask? But if you don't ask, the answer is always going to be no, because you've not asked. So you don't even know. Do you get me? It's like you're holding yourself back for nothing. What are you scared of? What are you worried about? What are you fearful of? Seriously, don't be scared of the word no at all. It's just two letters. It's the meaning. It's not the word. It's the meaning that you put on it. It's the meaning you put on the actual word of no or not yet. You then project it back onto yourself, like I said at the beginning, that it's something about you when actually it isn't. It's all about them. So if someone says no to your product, service, business opportunity, whatever it is, That's okay. Respect them, meet them where they're at, respect them where they are, okay? And then still have connections with them. Don't just go, oh, okay, then I'm going to ignore you. You know, build proper relationships with people, and then, you know, go back and ask them again in a couple of months or whatever, you know, or just, you know, see how they are, see where they are in their life, because circumstances change for a lot of people. You know, I don't know about yourself, but my circumstances have changed within a couple of months or a couple of weeks of each other. You know, something will happen and then it's like everything's hunky-dory, everything's fine. And then a couple of weeks later, it's completely separate, opposite, polar apart, you know what I mean? Like ice cold compared to hot. Like when you ask me, for example, it's going to be hot, everything's fine, blah, blah, blah. Within like a week, everything had changed. My whole world had crumbled. Can you relate to that? Circumstances change. So if you are offering something to someone and they say no, that's okay. It's not a problem. It's their prerogative to say no. It's like you being asked, you know, do you want a cup of tea? The answer is no. Do you want a coffee? Do you want a cake? Do you want, you know, do you want to jump out of a plane? My answer is always going to be no to jumping out of a plane. But I am open to hearing, seeing, listening to business opportunities. I am a big fan and a big advocate for multiple income streams. I'm not going to sit with one income stream, because if something happens and that goes, you know, there's nothing to fall back on, shall we say. So you need more eggs in more baskets. And that doesn't mean you're spreading yourself thin like margarine at all. But if you don't ask, the answer is always going to be no, because you've not asked them. So they don't even know your product service opportunity exists. So really, really think about it. Why are you holding back? What is stopping you from asking the question, for putting yourself out there? Has someone said something to you in the past? Are you kind of in with a group of friends that actually it's as though, you know, you think you're, as back in the 80s, this used to be a big saying, you're too big for your boots. You know what I mean? It's like, no, I'm not. I'm putting myself out there. I've got value to give. There we go. You know? So really think about, if it was something that was pre-programmed for you and inside your head way back when, does that have value anymore? That sentence, that phrase, does it have value anymore? Probably not. I can guarantee 9 out of 10 things that you were told as a kid don't matter anymore, don't exist anymore. And it actually, when you look back, it's actually toxic, negative stuff that we've been programmed with. Now, I'm of a generation that is called Gen X. And if you know anything about Gen X, if you don't, go on TikTok, but type in Gen X, you'll get us all on there. But it's like, you know, just go for it. Honestly, you've got nothing to lose and everything to gain. But if you don't ask the question, if you don't put your resume and CV in, you're not going to get the promotion. You're not going to get the job. If you don't ask the question, you're not going to be in a relationship with someone or progress that relationship. If you don't ask the question, you're not going to get the sale. If you don't ask the question, you're not going to have that friend. That could be your friend for the next 30 years. You know what I mean? So really, really think about where you're at. What's holding you back? What are you fearful of? Is it old programming? Is it stuff that you need to change? And know that there's always a way of changing everything. And I help with that. With mindset. Everything is mindset. So you can go to my website, Rebecca.x. You can have a look at my programs and courses. There's expansion there that is absolutely fantastic. It's my signature program about mindset and healing. It's phenomenal. It'll change your life. But there's also a mindset challenge inside the programs as well as lots of other stuff. But the mindset challenge is absolutely fantastic. And the great thing about the programs and services and programs and courses on there is that you can repeat them over and over and over and over. You can go as fast or as slow as you like, and you've got them forever. So you can literally download the work, watch the videos, and watch them in any time zone, at any time of day or night, and you've got access to them so that you can actually up level, because every single time you go into the program, or for example read a book or something, you a different version of yourself. So you're going to see things differently. Things are going to resonate a little bit more differently than when you were doing them the first time around, maybe. Okay, but again, if I don't ask, the answer is always going to be no. So you may not have known that my programs and courses exist. Now I'm telling you. But you do know they exist if you've been on the website, you've been in my world for a while, and you've been listening to the podcast, because I always talk about my modalities and my products and services that I have to offer, and everything is all about you. It's all about the people, honestly. Everything that I do is all about you. So go to Rebecca.x. All the links will be in the show notes. So enjoy, let me know how you get on, and I'll see you on the next episode.